And I'm going to hit that. And share. Okay, so this takes me somewhere. Cuts. Okay, does everybody see a black screen? Sort of a black screen, gray and names and everything else on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So this is Quick Cuts, Quick Cut, which is a program that the MFL has decided to use. We'll go through this game first, which is kind of neat because this is on the island. It's a Mustangs are playing PEI, but on top of it, which is a bonus for some of us, it's a 5 official system. So you have to bear with me so I can jump to the play that I want. Stop. Okay.
And this is 10-man football, right? Al?
This is 10-man football, five officials on field.
Okay.
So the question is on this play, does the setup look correct or does it look okay? If I remember correctly, this is going to be a punt play. So our line judge is way over here. This is the umpire. So again, we're in a punt situation.
What are they doing?
What's the umpire doing back there?
Okay, so we have some questions right off the bat. So this is our umpire trying to get back. The line judge, who is the free official or the moving official, by our standards, by the manual standards, he should have been back here. And as God is my witness, I don't know where the deep official has gone.
Well, what's interesting, when you go back to the line of scrimmage, I don't see an official on either side of the field on the line of scrimmage.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
where's
this
the
guy
line?
has slid down a bit
Yeah,
already.
Yeah, yeah. So what's he
That's all I
doing
know.
there?
No,
Okay,
that's
he
the
should
line
be
judge.
deep.
He's a free official.
He's the mover. Yeah, so he should be deep already.
Well, no, he's the
No.
held official.
he's the held. He's the wide
held.
side
So I'm
official.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, wide side's help. And so it should be our down judge who's in
Right.
here.
Yeah.
Should be downfield.
But
Okay.
he's not on camera from the start or at the time that the ball's been touched.
Maybe it
No,
was just 4-man team.
well, 3 plays previous, they were 5.
Where's the
So he might have
field
gone to P. So the question is just basically on a 5 official system, we know where everybody's supposed to be. This person here, the line down judge, should be back here somewhere. Is my cursor there?
Yeah.
That's visible.
So the down judge should be back. We should have a field judge, and they should be lined up 5 yards roughly in front of the returner and out near the sidelines. Okay? So we know that the initial positioning is incorrect.
No,
So-
it's the field judge.
What's that?
Where's the field judge?
Bill, I don't know. And the field judge will not show up in the video.
That's
Okay,
fine,
so-
putting on somebody else.
So the question is, not the question, the point is this a foul between these 2 birds?
Well, the
Okay,
umpire
right
never
here.
knows.
The umpire's looking at the ball.
Yeah, I forget who's calling it. The question is right now, is this going to be a foul? Okay, thoughts?
I think right now I'm more concerned about the fact the umpire hasn't taken his eyes off the ball and he does and he doesn't have white stripes down his pants. Like, what's going on over on PEI?
Okay, so you've got your anal questions out of the way. Was this a foul?
Yes,
Okay,
Yeah.
yes,
it looks like a foul, yes.
Yes, put it back again.
It looks like a
Having-
face mask right there. It looks like he's got his hands on the face mask. Right there.
okay, so who are you
See?
calling this on?
Boy,
On the receiving team.
On the receiving team, so on
Yeah.
black, okay? So
yeah, we got do we get another look at it? We get an end
we
zone?
can, yeah. Look at it as many times as we want.
Oh, no, do we have the end zone look?
No, I'm sorry,
Okay.
no, just one angle. So hook up, spin around,
Face mask.
somebody's down.
Yeah.
So right now, we believe this guy has committed a foul. So if you watch this guy, who was the guy thrown to the ground, watch what he does. Same two players. So now do we have another foul?
I certainly got a foul there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure about the first one. I can't see well enough. If it was a face mask, it's a UR and you got a foul. If it's just a hold, it's 15 yards away from the plane. I don't think I'm doing anything, but if it's a face mask there, you got
So
something.
then my spin-off question that I didn't add to the video itself. So is the fact that the coverage that we've all identified, is the coverage the issue as opposed to missing calls? So we see this happening. Ray's already alluded, I'm pointing at it with my finger. Ray's already alluded that this guy is looking back here. We haven't seen the line of scrimmage guy coming down. The other guy is right here, I think, under the yellow line. Okay, so that was the first possible foul. Same two guys. Okay, second possible foul is the fact that the fouls were missed because of coverage or what?
Well, it's probably because of coverage, because nobody's looking at the particular area where they're supposed to be looking or in the position where they're supposed to be.
Exactly.
That
So
our
Like you-
guy on the bench side had a good look at it. Well,
Yeah.
this guy
Well,
over
he's-
here.
yeah,
He's 50 yards away.
he should be coming into the in further into the play.
Nothing, he's officiating space. So keep that in mind as we go on tonight and games that we have this weekend. There's no use in officiating space, and there's nothing out here. Okay? So our positioning and our mechanics on this play created the problem. Okay, bear with me. Okay, so, no, stop. So play situation. Watch how the play gets started. And does this create a problem? And that's going to be the question. Watch how the play gets started. Could this lead to potential problems? So we have referee, down judge, line judge, umpire, and
Who's
somebody
the-
else. So we're now at a 5-crew situation.
Who's the guy? Who's the
He's covering the center.
But watch this. So the question is, does positioning
Oh.
lead to a problem?
Yeah, he sort of figured it out, maybe.
And I'll add a comment here in a little bit.
But you got the umpire on the wide side of the field, guy going.
So did the way the play started affect the positioning and the coverage that's going to take place? Okay. Now, the next comment that's going to come up here in a second is not a criticism of this individual, but but it's a hint to all of us. Okay, when we
What?
get in positions like this,
Gee whiz.
for your safety, try to limit running backwards. Okay, so nobody right now, because of how the play started, has the goal line. This individual, that's their responsibility. Okay, and I'm sure they're turning to look back this way to make sure they're not going to get run over. So go all the way back here. And is this going to lead to problems?
Oh, better run, better run. Oh,
He's running for a pass.
I was gonna say, I'm impressed he outran the receiver to the ball.
Yeah. So here's the question.
Why is he
All-
turning?
Look into the green turf on PEI. So and Jack, that's a legitimate question. I jokingly responded to it, but he shouldn't be. He should be running directly to the goal line.
Yeah.
Yeah, get to the most important line. The question on this whole play is, who creates the problem?
well, the field judge starts to create it. The free official isn't free. He leaves late. The umpire's on the wrong side of the ball. Well, not the wrong side. Should be on the narrow side. I suppose it's okay that he's where he is.
Okay, so let me come back to this spot. I agree with everything you said. This is the field judge where my cursor is. Why might he be right here right now?
Fuck only knows.
Now, and we all can think of different reasons. What might have happened to play previous?
Oh, was there a turnover or something? He was just
Well,
on the
it's
other
first down right now.
side.
Did a punt?
Well, the previous play, well, let's go back. I can tell you what the previous play was.
Well, it
The
doesn't
punt.
matter. There's no reason for him to be lining up that close to the
Yeah.
line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
No, but if as I say, if we look back at the previous play,
Yeah, change of
So
Okay.
he's deep.
here's the
deep-
field judge.
I see what you're saying. So he was deep on the kick, and then all of a sudden he's in the umpire spot.
So he's got the spot right now.
Yeah.
What do we ask our deep guys to do on long turnovers or kicks or whatever?
Spot the ball.
Spot the ball.
Right.
So he's spotting the ball as we would expect. Here's the next play.
The umpire,
Who creates the whole problem with this play?
the umpire.
The referee. I don't know who said that. It's the referee. All he needs to do, so if this is me, all I need to do is before I blow time in, is yell at him and tell him to get going, and away we go. Then all these other things that occur on this play, they don't happen. Well, they shouldn't happen. That guy's quick.
Yeah, look at the
Yes.
sideline guy.
Okay, so
That looked like me going by there.
that was you at first, Jack, when I watched it. So again, we pick on this guy because he ends up being out of position, backpedaling, and so on. But when you go right back to the beginning of the play, he set the play up. The referee blew time in before he could get to his spot. The point to referees: make sure all of our crews are ready to roll before we blow time in.
Al,
Okay. Yes.
so when, in some of the video, the far sideline guy went downfield too, so there was no coverage
On the line of scrimmage.
on the line of scrimmage, because both guys were downfield.
That's not correct, John.
That's not.
No, guy's got to
Uh,
hold the line. One guy's got to hold the line.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
no, I'm-
one of those officials on the sideline in a 5-man crew should be downfield helping out with that deep guy.
Yeah, the short side guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy
Once the
should have
play's
been down.
developed.
this guy on the sticks, he should be downfield already.
Well,
No.
no, the ball hasn't been snapped yet.
Yeah, but in a 5-man crew, your
This is-
short-sided sideline guy should be downfield deep with the
No,
No.
not before
No,
the
no,
ball.
this is a
snapped.
scrimmage play.
oh, scrimmage, sorry, scrimmage,
Yeah.
yeah.
So he's good right now, this guy, but as soon as the ball snapped, he should be moving. You're
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah, but the far
he's
guy
not.
is out.
As John points out, this guy is. So the two side guys just have it back.
No, because then the near sideline guy releases as well. So at one point you have 3 officials downfield.
And nobody on the line of scrimmage. And if you watch this, he's probably going to end up covering this correctly, this guy. This guy's not. We know already that the wide side official should be holding the line. This guy should be releasing right away. What he does is he pauses till the ball has been released. He should be already about here when that ball's released.
So what did the umpire throw the flag for?
Bill, I don't know. I haven't received the penalty card from the Island game yet. And
I can't see anything.
the only thing I will say is maybe they had an outside guy going or whatever. I don't know. Because there
It was
doesn't look to
early,
be,
yeah.
doesn't look to be anything in there.
He's not even looking that way when he,
Maybe it's illegal formation.
Well, that's what
Officials.
Anyhow,
Well,
so just, again, a point of reference to us and to these guys, because I'll work with these guys in May, is making sure that guys are in the correct position and set before we go. All right, so 48's the next one. Okay, stop. So, this is called, let me trail. Oh, okay. So I'll just let it roll. So we have a kickoff by Moncton. Everybody's almost in the right position except for, oh no, we got two guys, Steve.
Where did they,
Go ahead, Bill.
I'm just counting here, trying to,
So we have 1, 2, 3, the fourth guy's right here. And the referee's back here somewhere.
he's back, yeah.
So we have our two deep guys, as we should. The down judges now come downfield, the line judges now come downfield. So this is a great pickup by the deep official. Okay, so these are the two players you want to watch. So when you watch it, as it says on the screen, what would you call?
blocking from the rear.
It's a blind side, yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, blocking from the rear. He's going
Yeah.
in the right direction, yeah.
So we've got, this should be called a 15-yard blocking from the rear. Why? Because he forcibly knocked the player to the ground from behind. And that's a good pickup by this guy. Okay, 52. Who's whispering? Okay, so 52. This is a punt. Oh, we don't see this very often because in most of our five on-field crew, we don't see any punting.
So just stop it there.
Yeah.
One of the sideline officials should be back deep.
Good
The
point.
guy next to us.
Yep, short guy, yep, short, okay.
So he should be gone.
Yeah,
So how should the line of officials have reacted?
Well, there
Move
should
back
have been
to
only
support.
one official on the line of scrimmage. He should have gone back. No. He's got to hold the line of scrimmage.
This guy's got the line,
Yeah, he's got to hold it.
this guy's releasing.
So he should.
No,
come back.
what you just said is what I thought at first, but that's a 6 official crew.
Well, one of them has got to hold the line of scrimmage.
So if we had on a 5 official crew, the issue here is this guy should be back here somewhere. Okay, he's gone. Bad snap, he's got to hold the line of scrimmage, which he does. Might want to come in some, but he holds the line of scrimmage. Where's the umpire?
He's there.
Yeah,
back
he's
10 yards.
he's there. He continues to line up on the wide side though, as opposed to the narrow side.
Oh, okay, I see him there now. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Just an observation.
So on a 5, this guy should be gone. The other guy holds the line of scrimmage and away we go. So let's back this up to this spot. If it's a 6 official crew, 6 official, the wide side, we've got a deep guy on this side, right?
Yes.
Deep guy slid into the center. So on a 6-member crew, what should happen at this point with 6 officials, not 5, 6?
So your down judge would be your held official holding the line of scrimmage,
Okay,
right? And your line judge should be going back to support.
I always
What?
thought if it was between your sideline and your hash, you went back and the other guy stayed. I don't do line of scrimmage stuff, but
You got to use your judgment as to where the ball is. If it's closest to you, you're going to go back and expect your partner to hold the line. That's on the down judge's side of the field. So I would expect that he's going to start to sidestep back to help out, and the line judge on the other side should be holding the line.
that I fully agree with that, Bill. And especially because on a punt play, where is the referee in relation to the kicker?
Should be off to the side.
yeah, you should be off to the wide side.
Yeah.
To the wide side.
Right, right.
So because he's off to the wide side, oh shit, sorry, shoot. Because he's off to the wide side,
Yeah.
okay,
if you
and
see
he
the
should be a
ref-
bit wider, forget that part. He should be coming back to help. Okay, so on a 6 official crew, the narrow side official comes into the offensive backfield to help on coverage on the loose ball. The wide side official holds the line of scrimmage until the ball crosses on 6.
Wasn't there a saying back in the day that if you're looking at the referee's eyes, if you're the one you're the guy that's responsible to go back then?
If you're facing the referee.
Right,
you
that's what it
release
was.
Into the backfield, correct.
Yeah.
Okay,
Most
and
of
when I pulled this one out, I was thinking more of 6 officials than I was 5. Okay, other than this guy should have been deep on a 5. If it was 6, he should be going back. Okay, 58.
Now, I got a question about that though. In
Oh,
a
you want me to go
6-man
back
crew.
to it?
Yeah, no, in a 6-man crew.
Yeah.
You would have your umpire back there supporting with you. Right? Because
Yep,
both the
yep.
umpire and the referee
Mhm.
are back with the kicker.
Yep, yep.
Yes,
So
or no,
that's-
yeah, the new mechanics.
Right, so
New mechanics.
that's where my support is gonna come from. It's gonna come back, it's gonna come from my umpire that's back with me.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, only if the ball's between you and the umpire.
Okay,
Okay, if same rule applies, okay, if your eyes are looking at the referee and the ball's between you, you're going back and the
Okay.
umpire's cleaning up the line stuff.
Yeah.
If the ball's between the umpire and the other sideline, then those two guys gotta look after
Yeah.
the ball. If it's between the umpire and the referee, then they each look in at the ball.
Good stuff.
And again, the video we watched was 5, just so you're aware. So on this play, we have a long field goal. Check the positioning. Okay, so we have the referees back here somewhere, line of scrimmage, umpire, field judge. 5 official crew. Andrew
Yeah.
Lockery, what's wrong with it? Is Andrew on? Is Andrew here tonight?
No,
Damn. Okay, so what's
I thought
wrong with this then?
See,
Yeah,
this
that's
is the
earlier, I
umpire,
thought.
the umpire is supposed to be back with that guy, deep guy, under the goalpost.
Not
no,
the
not the
umpire.
umpire, not the umpire.
The free guy.
Oh, the free guy, sorry.
Free
the guy.
official. So
Yeah.
our down judge should be back here. Okay, so for correct mechanics for 5 on a long field goal, free official under this upright, field judge or deep official under this upright. Okay, we're good that way?
And it's hard to tell by the angle, but it looks like he's the official that's back there looks like he's standing behind the apparatus rather than up underneath the apparatus.
Yeah,
Correct.
he looks back.
Yeah, no question. Okay, so the question
Definitely.
is, long field goal, check positioning. We just did that. We all figured out what should be happening. Check the coverage and responsibilities. Okay, so the kicker's on this is what I was alluding to. The kicker's on this side, holder is facing this guy. Where's he going?
I don't know. He's in motion already.
Okay,
you
remember,
hear me now,
this
Al?
guy and a 5-member crew needs to protect the holder. Right? Am I right on that one?
Well, in a
Yes.
5-man crew, he's not gonna be there.
Correct.
Yeah,
Okay.
in a 5-man crew, the referee's watching the holder and the kicker at that point. On a long field goal, the referee's got the holder and kicker.
Correct.
Can you hear me now, Al?
Yep.
Okay, sorry.
Where
I
you
don't-
been?
I was
There
here
he
the whole
is.
time. My mic wasn't working.
Oh, we thought you were napping.
No, I was here.
Okay. All right, so we've got the coverage for 5 officials. Sort of, they're not where they should be, but how we think they should be. So here's the question. It is really hard to tell, but where did the return start? And does it matter?
Yeah,
Yeah, is it in the end zone?
Sure,
or-
it starts.
Okay. So it does matter where it starts. And as I say, I can't be critical of this guy because I don't know where the ball is and he's got no help down there. If it's in the end zone and he brings it out, so the mechanics aren't good, but if he brings it out, we know we're going to the 20. The next play actually starts on a bit wherever this ball ends up being tackled on the 5 or 6 yard line. Okay, so we can make the assumption that it was not into the end zone.
you might be rash. Based
What?
on who would have seen it?
Who would have seen it? Yeah, well, good point. Yeah,
Yeah,
Well,
Look-
well,
look
the
at the-
umpire might have, because he turned as soon as the ball was kicked.
kicked. Yeah,
wow.
And he mirrors the signal too. That's Ray Dunn-like.
I didn't want to say that, but you're so right.
He's not signaling wide or anything at all.
No, it's just that it's no good. So that will come back to haunt us right here. Play 91, stop. I'm just going to let this play through and you guys tell me what you think.
Short field goal.
Uh-oh.
Want to see the play again?
Yeah,
Gee whiz.
Sounds like looks like an inadvertent whistle. There's Tigers and kick them in the nuts.
You see that one official, like he never sets. He's still the official is in motion. I don't know what he's looking at the snap of the ball.
This
What?
guy?
No, the guy under, he looks like he's under the post right now. That guy, watch. He never really comes to a,
What is he doing?
I have no idea.
The
Watch,
umpire.
watch.
Oh,
Well,
that's not
I'm
the
just gonna
umpire.
keep, I'm looking up now. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm looking up as the ball snapped.
Well, he
Which is
thinks
all
he's-
fine and dandy, but what's the problem with the play?
No,
Is
it
it
should
a
be
field
whistled
goal or
in.
a convert?
It's a live
Yep.
play.
It's a live ball.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the referee, is that inside the 10-yard line? So the referee should have the ball.
Yeah,
Then the
and he
referee's,
does.
the referee's just signaling it's no good. I hope the hell he didn't blow the whistle, but
Well,
he
Having
can't
a
waving his arms like
flashback.
that.
Jack, are you having a flashback here?
Oh, big time.
Yeah, I can remember being your umpire for a play like this.
so
So back to your question about what's the field judge doing? When you look at what he's doing, he obviously thinks he's got the call, whether it's right or wrong. He's getting under the post. He's looking up at the post. He's looking up at the post. He continues to look up at the post.
But why was he over there?
Well,
Is
something.
it possible that that guy on the right side was offside and they blew it dead before the play started?
No.
no, because the
No.
very next play, the team takes possession of the ball
I don't know.
wherever the ball went dead.
Really?
I think they need some help over at
So
PEI.
here's, what happened there?
Crap.
So here's the next play. So we see where the ball, this young man comes and picks the ball up and can run for
75.
for 95 yards. But whistle's been blowing. That's where they get the ball next.
What the?
Been there, done that.
Yeah. So anyhow, the point, I guess, the point with this, the 5 is that it requires us to be sharp in our positioning and where we should be, and guys moving, cover plays, and so on. I mean, no disrespect to my fellow Islanders, but these are things that should not happen with us because of our ongoing evaluations and criticisms and video review and so on. For the guys in the island, the issue is they don't do this stuff like we do. But so be it.
My,
what-
So,
my
sorry?
question to you is, I mean, should we be inviting them to our video sessions so that they can learn this stuff?
Well, after I was able to access the island one, I didn't invite them to this one, but I will do that if the problem is we don't always get the island video. But I will be more than happy to send the email off to Robert and the guys and say, if you guys want to sit in with us, you're more than welcome. And give them a heads up on what we do and how we do it. Go from there.
I think the league might appreciate that as well.
Yeah, I have no problem doing that at all.
So Al, just a quick question before we move on. You've given us 5 plays that the positioning was really, really bad.
Yeah.
So is that consistent throughout these videos, or is it just these ones, or is it sort of an ongoing issue?
There's the consistency of the movement by the line of scrimmage guys is throughout the game.
Okay.
Who should be leaving, who shouldn't, that was throughout the game. The referee and umpire and deep guy, like you alluded to about them being lined up, not as we would do by standards and so on, but they did it consistently. So if the referee was on the right, let's say the right side of the scrimmage, the umpire was usually on the left. And that was consistent, even though it may not be by positioning standards. But yeah, it was those 5 or 6 were the standouts that I picked out as I went through. Okay, we're all good with that one. Any
Sure.
other questions on that game? Okay, so let's go to us. Let's criticize us. Well, we don't criticize us, we rip us. Play number one, I got really worried when I sat down, and I actually spent probably about, once I finally got this video up and loaded, or they finally got it up and loaded, probably spent about 2 hours standing in my kitchen, another hour and a half sitting on the couch watching it between basketball and football games, or basketball and hockey games. So when the very first frickin' play comes up and it jumps out at me, it was like, this is going to be a long day. So we have a kickoff by the white team to the blue team. This is the Razors versus the Wanderers. St. John, two St. John area teams, which are not very friendly with each other.
Tipsy roll.
The Tootsie Roll, yeah. Okay, so our two side guys, and again, this isn't meant as criticism, it's meant to protect your ass. Okay, so the first point is, and I think, and Matt and Andrew, I'll pick you guys out because you were the two side officials on this play. And I'm probably sure there's plays in the game where I do the same thing from the other side. Is we just need to be cautious as the play develops, not to creep in, because all of a sudden things come back at us. Not quite as noticeable in this situation. My question was, based on forward progress, when did that ball come out?
I think he was down. Well, Matt had the best look at it. What was rolling on the play?
We ruled a turnover
So it came out before his knee was down.
before I got down, yeah.
Okay. You had the best look at it.
But I mean, it was close.
Yeah, so was Al's question, forward progress stopped? Before it came out or after?
Here's the ball, the carrier right here.
I think he goes back on his own. I don't think his progress has stopped at all.
Okay, he goes back,
Yeah.
He's still making a
eyes
football
come
move there.
forward, and then
Yeah.
gets spun.
No, I agree with that. I think that's right when I look at it in slow-mo. Yeah.
Good point. Good. Okay, bear with me. Jump. I got really happy when I was able to jump up 11 plays. So we have a punt play to out of bounds. And again, I'm going to pick on you, Matt. So when a ball's kicked direct, play through.
Matt,
Okay,
your
so-
hat's up in the air. You owe me a beer.
More importantly, if you're this guy, whoever you happen to be, it's Matt in this picture, get your backside back here. Okay, get away from these guys. You don't know what could happen, especially because we want to have an idea where the ball's going out. But you are in trouble's way right here. So back, way back. We all want to be close to the ball, but it can get us in trouble.
Yeah.
Is he going to rely on someone else for help on determining where it went out, Al?
Good point.
On that,
So that's why this video is here. So
I looked, and Andrew was walking the sideline on that one.
yeah. So ideally, okay, right now, our referee, because the kicker isn't really involved in anything now, the umpire should be watching this foolishness. Should be, and I say this as a referee, should be taking a peek down here, and he will help Matt. So Matt stops the clock. Patrick's the referee. There should be a pause, a wait, and then Matt will look to the referee once he's freed up, and then look to start moving forward. Okay, stop, Matt, stop. And then start moving forward. When the frig are you gonna move forward? Okay, so he then starts to come forward, looking for the referee. The referee should be your help, Eric. Long story short, the referee is the guy that you're going to look to, and he's going to have a hand up. And once the deep side guy gets to this spot, the referee will usually blow a whistle and point at you, and that indicates where the ball's gone out of bounds. So, I hate to throw my crew under the bus. So in this play situation, I don't think, and again, I'm over on this side, so I can say this. I don't think we covered this by standards. Okay,
Now, take it back a few frames more there to where the ball's just about to go out of bounds.
just about to go out.
Yeah, just,
Oh, shoot, I'm sorry, I would jump.
stop it there. Well, no,
Yeah.
what, a little bit more. Just a bit, there, right there. Okay, now the covering official, okay, Matt, I'm sorry to pick on you here, should
No,
be,
go ahead.
should be out of bounds further, but your attention should be on the receiver.
Mhm.
That receiver is already out of bounds. So you got to be looking to watch for no yards and if the receiver is out of bounds. But as Al pointed out from the start, you got to make sure you don't put yourself in harm's way. But you got to be almost out on the concrete there by the F, a little, maybe a little bit ahead of him. But you're watching, as soon as the ball's in the air, you're watching the receiver. If your hat's in the air, you're not watching the right place.
Once
Yeah.
the ball is kicked, I'm sorry, Bill, to interrupt. Go ahead.
Yep, no, fine.
Once the ball has gone airborne, our eyes, whether you're sideline, deep official, 5, 6, 7 crew, our eyes should be on this guy, not
Yeah.
where the ball is. Okay, he's going to direct us.
Because if that guy came back in bounds and caught the ball, who would have seen it? Well, the covering official should have seen it if
Yeah.
he did.
Andrew, are you still there?
I am.
Can you remember on this play where you were looking?
I was looking down the line. I'm running
Were you?
back down the line,
Okay,
but it was a pretty good kick. It was about a 40 yard kick. So
Yeah.
I wasn't getting there in time to see that. I don't think.
no, but would you have known whether he went out? of bounds?
I would have known if he was out of bounds and caught the ball and came back in or went back in bounds. Yeah.
Okay,
So if, Andrew, if you're looking down there, who's got coverage on the second wave in the middle of the field?
After the play,
Once
after he's caught the
once the ball's kicked,
right.
you're coming downfield, I think your coverage is into the middle with
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
with the first and second wave and not down the sideline, because there should be somebody down the sideline looking at that. Just saying.
So
Sorry?
okay, yes, because the umpire would be in the backfield there, so there's nobody in the middle of the field at all. So
No.
everyone
Yeah.
would be,
So the
everybody's over-
umpire's mopping up the backside of a little bit, but there's blocking going on.
yeah, my main focus probably would have been, I probably would have been looking more towards the blocking, how the blocking was setting up. So yeah, I probably would have noticed that receiver.
Okay. Yeah.
So let's look at it this way. Okay, hopefully this will work. So Patrick still has the kicker wherever he has. Pat is the trail sweeping up.
Try again.
Hi again? Okay. So that
The
makes
other
sense.
one.
That's Paul.
Okay. What's that?
That's
That's
Paul.
Paul.
Paul's the umpire.
Pat Steve.
My apologies, Pat. So Paul's watching in this area. I've got this garbage. The other deep guy who's back here, Mike Hashi, is looking in this way. So I'm going to use you, Andrew. You
Yeah.
should have
Yeah, it should be
this
in the middle.
action in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
And
you see-
unfortunately tonight, sorry, Bill, to interrupt. Unfortunately tonight, I cannot say that this play is covered perfectly like Jim Fowler and crew covered the kick last weekend.
Well, if I'm supposed to be deeper on that, who's gonna pick up like a no yards or anything?
On you, this one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So, okay, so oh, shoot, let me go back to the start. And unfortunately, we don't have everything. So we have Mike's here, you're here. Do we have two returners or one returner?
Two.
Two?
yeah, the guys
Here's-
back first.
Okay, and I
Matt.
think I said this last week, is that
Yeah, Mike could have been in the middle.
Mike
This is
should
this is a
move-
7-man crew though.
Oh,
That's
shit.
right.
Sorry, yeah, so Pat's here. Pat's here. Give me a little arrow. I know that's not where you were. You're right back there. So Pat's there and these guys. So Pat is responsible for no yards on this play because of the 7 official crew. Now, this is even becomes tougher. Should I forgot that? Sorry, shoot, I forgot this was a 7 official crew because the
Yeah, we-
kick comes right this way.
Because haven't we talked about this kind of same situation at the AUS level?
Yeah, yeah. So in this, going back to what Bill said, on this play, as the kick develops, okay, so the ball's now kicked, you get a read on it. You, whoever the deep side guy is, in this case, it happens to be Matt, should be moving this way. Okay, right out of bounds. So that allows this guy to come up and play the ball. Now, we all know that he's going to go out of bounds.
You've got on the slide there, as you go further, that we're trying to protect the covering official here, but you're suggesting he should be moving back. I would think that it would be better and provide better coverage if he moves just straight sideways and not.
Sideways, yeah, like I just drew here.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah, exactly.
'Cause he should be always maintaining that 5 yards in front of the receiver.
Yeah.
To cover, if it's over in his area for no yards.
Well, I'm thinking.
Well, the
in-
deep official is normally covering it,
Yeah,
but if
and
it's
so,
coming right over to him,
Field judge is gonna have the no yards.
yeah.
Okay,
If it's right.
guys on that, with the new positioning, deep side guys are gonna be back with the receiver, the deepest
Oh.
receiver.
So
So
with the
he should be back about another 5 yards anyway, with the new
new
positioning.
7 official mechanic that we don't, most of us have not, no, all of
Yeah.
us haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
Matt would have been back here. The
Yeah.
2 deep guys would have been.
Yeah.
So
So with the
two
new
deep
guy
guys
would have
would
been
have been back here. On this kickoff, and Pat would have been right about, right about here. I know that the arrow should be pointing the other way, but in that general
Yeah.
area.
Yeah.
Okay, by new 7, but last Saturday,
Yeah, last Saturday we were going with this.
Matt should have been moving this way as opposed to what I drew going this way.
Yeah.
That's why we do this foolishness. Okay. Oh, shoot. Oh, it doesn't matter. I gotta go back and dump all these things so coaches don't figure out what our secrets are. Let them try and figure this one out. Okay. Anyhow.
Is that-
Okay, good discussion on that one. And corrections. Okay, so that was 12, 17. Okay, I just gotta stop that. I gotta turn lights on so I can see. And that'll be the first time you hear me say, turn lights on to see. Okay, so Okay, watch the full interaction that occurs in this play. Okay. Who's the foul on? Those of you that were in the game, you can't answer the question if you know it. Who was the foul on?
I was standing right there in the sidelines. I won't answer either.
Does the white guy throw a punch? Oh, no, it's just a shove.
Yeah,
Shove,
shove.
shove.
So there's a flag at the end of the play recorded as against 15 blue.
Yeah, it's the retaliation.
Watch though, Jim.
Oh, yeah.
15
Oh.
blue gets up.
Oh yeah, there was, he kind of threw a like a underhand there.
Who did?
15 blue.
This is 15 blue right here.
Yep, yep. Watch his right arm as he's getting up.
Okay. So
Well, stop it right there. Look,
Yeah.
the guy coming in, that almost looked like piling on. 21 or 41 right here.
maybe no, he dives over.
Okay.
So 15 gets up right here.
Yeah. Watch his right arm.
Okay.
Mm.
When does the flags come out?
Right now.
Yeah.
You see my reason for my question?
Yeah, the flag was thrown on white, but they ended up calling blue.
Exactly. Exactly. So it's just, so the question then becomes, what are we on, 17? Why only the one call? So should we have had two calls in this play? Should we have a flat foul against both teams? Guys, I got to pause for just 1 second. Be right back.
I think you could have reasonably called offsetting URs there.
They
Yeah,
were all
you-
fired up on that play.
Yeah, you could. It's just that I think what Al's point is the timing of the flag is obviously before blue has retaliated.
I
That
think there was
white-
something, I think there was something before that, though. I think that,
Oh,
I think
okay.
that was a white retaliation. I think something happened. I think blue did something when he was getting up. And I can't remember exactly. That's my flag. And I had 15 before white shoved, I think. But I can't remember what actually happened there.
Okay.
That's a good.
Well, that could be. You're right there for sure.
I think that's a good example of where the referee brings in this case, Andrew, the down judge, the umpire, and okay, what exactly have we got here to make sure that you've got all the information about what happened?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure 15 initiated that whole thing, but I can't remember what actually happened for me to throw that flag. But I wasn't on when I threw that flag, there was some 15 what blue definitely did something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I threw that flag. Because
Well,
he
is
was
Pat-
over my head right away.
Is Patrick throwing a retaliation? Is he catching the retaliation? Or-
He may have, I'm not sure.
I think there's only one flag or,
No, there's two flags.
oh, there's two? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I think Andrews come down and then Patrick threw his right at the end, so.
Yeah, you're right.
Sorry, I hope you all chatted amongst yourselves. Okay, so possibly a punch or a shot, don't call it a punch. By blue 15, right here getting up.
Yeah, something happened, I think, when they're getting up.
I remember he was complaining about number 13 at during that play. Because he asked us to watch out for 13 after that.
Yeah.
I think you got to call the retaliation there.
So the problem is, who's a retaliation against?
Yeah, 15 blue did something on the ground, I think there, Al. I think that's why my flag came in, or when he was getting up. And I
But the
didn't get the retaliation, but I got something happened right there, I think.
So listen to this. Is it possible that this happens? Andrew, you see blue do something untoward on the way down. So you call 15 blue.
Yeah,
Patrick sees white or doesn't see white with the pushback. And then he sees 15 blue again, pushing white after. So that you both say, oh, we've got 15 blue you are, 15 blue you are, and away you go. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering.
I can't remember exactly what happened, but I know 15 blue was not innocent on that play, and
I don't question that at all. That 15 blue is, no question.
yeah,
So the reason that I asked was that we got
should have got the
flag
retaliation.
here. So Andrew, you're reaching right now
Yeah.
based on his reaction.
Well, I think I was already reaching before White reacted.
Well, no, that's what I mean, right? White hasn't done anything yet. And
Yeah.
you're already reaching for your flag.
Yeah. So blue did something to irritate white, and I'm not sure what, I can't remember what it was, but then white retaliated, and I think that's what Patrick saw, but I don't think Patrick followed up on that flag that he threw.
Yeah, so that was my only question was the retaliation.
Should have been flagged. Yeah.
Yeah, should we have had a WR? Not that you ever want a WR.
Yeah.
But should there have been? Anyhow, my
Yes.
apologies for disappearing for a moment. Play 19. Oh. Not until near the end of the play. Oh God, get up here. See what the question was? Did I even put the question on the box? Oh, I didn't.
Lateral.
So is this a pass or a fumble?
The fumble.
Because it goes backwards. Yeah, right there, it's a lateral.
So another word for lateral is?
Oh,
Fumble.
Fumble.
That was a fumble, not necessarily because of lateral, but it was.
So does it matter?
Well, it's going to be where the
yeah,
ball
it's
is out of
gets the ball
bounds.
where the ball rolled out of bounds, right?
Exactly. So in this case, it's a fumble that goes out of bounds roughly where my cursor is. But
We
the
didn't
very
back them up.
next play,
Oh, we didn't back them up.
you can't tell on this field. So this is the 30. Let's say the stick's on the 30. The next line of scrimmage is the exact same place. And again, that's just a little housekeeping thing, just to keep in
Yeah.
mind that all those guys, and all those guys down the sideline and everybody up here doesn't know that, but we do. And it's just a little housekeeping thing that some knowledgeable people will pick up on. 29.
The down dot box guy did a fantastic job.
Where did we find that kid?
He was on the side of the road.
Oh, okay. He was hanging around outside a liquor store. What do we got? 29. So the question, I don't need to tell you the question. It's on the video. So this guy, this is block okay. You can read.
No.
Okay. Okay, now forget we have 3 flags down because the flags are not down for that call. Why is it not okay?
He was not set in the close line play area. And he made a block below his knees.
Perfect.
Or
And-
below the below the waist.
Yeah.
Below the
that
waist,
too.
yeah. So he starts wide. Ball snapped and he's not set. Now forget the flags that come out for early movement. And then he cuts. So we have, this could be a double foul, could be blocking below the waist or blocking below the knee, but because he's not set in that box before the ball is snapped, he cannot block below the waist. Okay, good. Oh, the next one's a neat one. It's a punt play. Those of us that were in the game, just be quiet. Let's watch the play.
Did his knee touch?
Does it?
No,
Well, I don't know. I wasn't there. Referees
gotta-
there.
You gotta kill that play.
We
Say that
killed
again,
it, but his
Bill?
knee didn't touch. But to me, I still think it's the slide rule and should have
Yeah.
blown it anyway.
That's a deceptive tactic.
Yeah.
You gotta kill it.
Yeah, well, that's, it says, they say it's a variation of the new slide rule, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Last year or the year before. Yeah.
It was funny because when this play went on, happened and everything ended, I can't remember who I was talking to, but we talked about it post game. Is Andrew said, well, isn't that the new or last year's slide, fake slide rule? And when you think about it, yeah, he's faking like he's going to a knee to protect himself and then have like you watch this defender. He lets up. Lets up. If Patrick doesn't kill that, he takes off for who knows how long, how far. Okay, so a variation of the slide rule. 49-2 plays. I wish I had one of those big theaters where I could watch this stuff.
I'm glad you don't.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so this play is very similar to play 17, which was the one we spent a fair bit of time talking about a while ago. Okay, so the action is very similar. So it's happening here, these two players. Nothing, smack. Away we go. Two flags come out. Who's called? Who's the penalty?
I hope it's blue.
Okay, the penalty was called on 66 white.
Retaliation.
Okay, so shot to the head, right
Is that
there.
maybe a case where you go in and just say, okay, kids, enough's enough, and just kind of get back to your huddle and carry on, rather than, I guess you'd have to know the tone of the rest of the game. If it was getting really chippy, then yeah, you call it, but
It was chippy right
Sometimes-
from the get-go.
So here's the neat thing on that one, Bill, is if the guys on the crew, I was on the crew, had initially called the shot, that one right there. So if you are against, you guys can correct me, but I think Josh Brown's wearing 62 now. So if you are against him, And then 66 white gives them a shot back. It's not as visible here. With the new rule regarding URs, we need to either call one early, get it early, so we get the first one, or if we're going to get the second one, we got to get them both. Because with the UR removal or disqualification from a play, that could be a key play later in the game based on who's left in the game because of their stupid actions. But again, as I say, it's very similar to the play that we watched earlier. So there's the first shot, and there's a second one probably right afterwards. So 62 blue, whack, whack. And we
Then
get the
there's another
second.
whack.
Yeah. So if we nail them both, now they're on a shorter tether as the game goes on because of the 3 UR penalties. Takes like 64. Jim,
Yeah,
I don't know if Andrew's on, but do you think I should bring up that other play that was the question from the coach?
you can. It's probably worthy of discuss. How many more plays you got to do?
What am I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What time is it?
Yeah, it's 9:15.
9, quarter after 9.
Okay, I won't bring it up. So the argument on this play was they felt there was a pass interference in this corner. Thoughts, gentlemen?
I think
Yeah, I
things
think-
look,
That looks like pass interference, looks like screening to me.
yeah. Oh, yeah, the Blues on defense, right?
Yeah, he's
Hey,
not
you gotta
playing well.
make sure that you look at the definition of screening.
He doesn't have his hands up.
No, but he's not playing the ball. He's not making any action. He's interfering with the guy.
Well, it looks like just before the ball gets there, he makes an effort to turn. He kind of turns out in right
Mm,
there, looking for the ball almost.
Well, you'd have been in position to see it. Whoever the
I think
official is right there is looking at it.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with that.
I'm
Well-
okay with that play. I'm not throwing a flag on that play.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that made me feel real good about it after I watched it numerous times. And as I said to Jim earlier, on an iPad, you can zoom in on it. And I have a program on my iPad that lets me zoom in and dick around with it. You have Mike Hashi here, I'm here, and Patrick's here, Pat's here. So you have 3 sets of eyes on the play. You tell me, and I don't think you'll ever see me, you tell me which guy reaches for a flag.
Nobody. Well, Mike's right there. He's
Yeah.
going to be in the best position to see that.
Yeah.
Now, coach thinks that it was a missed call. This
Mike said-
kid- Sorry,
Mike
go-
said that both guys turned to go for the ball, so he said they were both going after it.
and if you watch the kid in blue, he jumps right there. And I guess I'm trying to support our call. He jumps right there. He doesn't go through the guy.
No.
Anyhow, so it was just, I just threw that one in just for piss and vinegar. Oh, I don't like the next one. What play is it? 68.
It's the 7-man crew.
Yes.
It didn't look real nice.
Worst part? Scored touchdown by blue. So potentially 4 of us should have picked that up.
But does wasn't that just that came on the heels of another play where White was offside on because they went on a 2 height, and on this particular play, White stood up but didn't go into the neutral zone. I don't think they're actually offside.
No.
No,
It's
White.
number
That's
six.
procedure-
Closely, Andrew.
Procedure on the right guard.
Yeah, look at the right guard. He moves before the snap of the ball.
Everybody set?
He's up.
Ball's not been snapped.
Okay, yeah.
And so.
He's
that's-
standing
that's
straight up. Look at.
me, That's you, that's.
Yeah. I should
Paul-
have that.
Patrick and Paul and whatnot. So, and the worst part is that they end up scoring a touchdown.
Yeah,
It's just one of those shitty situations.
yeah, I missed that one.
No, you didn't. We all did.
Well, Paul's off the hook. He had the other side of the line.
Yeah, friggin' umpires. Okay, so this play. So the question was asked. When did forward progress get stopped? So when does forward progress get stopped, and when does the ball come out relative to forward progress? So the problem with the play is it's perception. Because if you watch me, I'm going to come in, and my only question when I get in here to the guys is, when did forward progress get stopped? And I know that somebody of these three guys, and I can't recall who it was, said the ball was loose when we spun him around. When he was spun around. And then when I watched this and I zoomed in on it, I dicked around with it. That ball appears to be coming loose right now. So in real speed, I think the call was correct. You guys can tell me if I'm wrong. Anyhow. Just a couple more, just because I have nothing better to do with my life.
We're still here too, Al.
I know. Oh, this is a neat one. Watch receiver 3 when we get to that point. Okay, so you got this guy sort of snuggled in the back here. Y'all remember what the question was?
Foul. Not on White.
Is there a foul?
No. I think the White's just defending his position.
Any other thoughts?
Well, I would be inclined to think illegal contact, blue, but because the ball wasn't thrown and that's all the field was still in play at the time of the contact.
Okay. I agree with that there shouldn't have been a foul. There's no foul in that play based on the action of the two guys, if you're going to call anything. Oh, watch these two players, yes. Thoughts? Shoot, sorry. So we're watching this guy and this guy. And this is a great no call. But why is it a great no call? Question is open to the floor. Is it a low block?
Well, they're still in the closed line area, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's
Where
not
were
being
they?
used. They're right on the line of scrimmage, basically.
Right in the close line play area or the box prior to the snap of the ball?
Yep.
So we have no tight end. So based on Patrick's positioning, this guy looks okay. That's a tackle.
Yeah, that's
Good
it.
no call.
I think it's a good no call.
Yeah, both guys were in the box at the time. The thing that makes it difficult as an on-field official to make that call or to not call that is that it's so long after the play has gone on. But those two guys were tied up. They were both in a position in which they can block below the waist. And they're no further downfield. So they don't go 2 yards beyond the line of scrimmage when that happens. So it was a great no call, whether we knew it or not. 26. Forget his motion.
Ooh,
Oof, what? Sorry, forget what that question was. This is good blocking technique, which officials should be covering the zone.
That's me. That should have he led with his head.
What did you have, Pat, out there?
I think this is my tourist hit.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
The player in the gray helmet on the blue near the end of the play.
So to limit argument in this type of league, could we or should we have had something on that right there?
Yeah, I think there should have been. Well, can you play it again?
Yeah. Those of you that work in the offensive backfield. Should we have had something?
Yeah, I think you should have at least had contact.
And you know what? In this league, it's probably better to call something like that. That's not a UR. There's no question that it's not a UR, but to make everybody happy and because it's a recreational league, contacting the kicker might have been a good call. It's not going to give them a first down, but it will give them fourth down again. Now we have this guy who ends up leading with his helmet.
I think that's the one where JJ lost his shit.
Yeah, he wanted a roughing on the kicker. It's not roughing the kicker. But
Contact.
as Jim said just a moment ago, you've got contact. His plant foot's down, not going after his plant foot. He makes contact, prevents him getting in the line of scrimmage. 10-yard penalty. And we rock on. And then we nail blue for a UR here. So then we come up 10, we add up 15, away we go. 6, that's what I'm on. 40. Second last one.
Yippee. Oh, sorry.
That's what I was saying the other day when I was watching all this. Oh, this is a test question, all. Okay, so the plan is back here. It's a plan screen to this player. Watch where he goes.
Yeah, the line of scrimmage.
Okay, so we scatter down right there. So we have a problem. Here's the exam question. What do we have? What's the call?
Illegal players downfield.
No.
He's over the line of scrimmage, so
Yes, he is. But I never thought of this until I was on my drive home on Saturday night, Andrew. Anybody else help out? What's this call?
Isn't it if you have 3 or more players
No,
coming
That's
together
only
to
on-
block?
that's a
That's
kick
only
call.
on kick plays.
yeah.
Anybody?
Could you have PI?
Pardon me?
Could you have offensive pass interference?
No.
Illegal contact.
That's the first part of it. The second part of it. No, first part of it, yes. New rule 2 years ago.
Illegal contact with an eligible receiver, I
No.
suppose. No.
Illegal contact blocking downfield. That's the one that they changed about, was it 2 years ago? Walter Berry came up with that these guys are downfield illegally, but they're interfering, so it's an illegal contact blocking downfield is the call. I tried to remember that one for the Band-Aid. Didn't happen, thank God.
If they don't touch anybody, that's not a call.
Well, but no,
Or is it?
ours it is. That's only used for it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, rule book, it's call. U Sport, it's not.
And the last one is 49. So a number of us were yelled at on this play. Quarterback's going to, it's a quarterback, well, it's not a plan keep. The quarterback runs the ball. Want to see that in slow motion?
Yeah.
Because that's how we saw it in real life. He gets clipped at the knees. This is the quarterback right here. Gets clipped at the knees, spun around, goes down, lands, the guy falls on him.
Yeah, the guy was falling, so it's not there's nothing there as far as I'm concerned.
No.
I agree.
I agree. I didn't know what they were yelling at me about, but I was happy. I was on the sideline. I was a beginner official again. Where do we have to go here now? Stop sharing. Anyhow, that's it for tonight. Too many plays again, but we'll try and work on limiting them as we go on. Gives me something to do during the week. Be tough next week. I'm building a deck.
Have the Wanderers uploaded any of their drone footage?
No, not from last weekend. They did the weekend before, which is really neat.
They have a compilation video up on their Facebook page.
Oh, do they?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they put it up yesterday.
For those who haven't seen the Wanderers video, I used it last weekend in their game against Halifax. They have a drone on the sideline, which is really neat to watch. It's too far away for us to critique plays and whatnot, but as far as positioning, it's great. And I asked the young fellow that did it, I said, or does it? I asked him if he'd be willing to come when Fundy Minor gets going and do some stuff from the end zone so we can look at ourselves where we are in the field and whatnot. That format is really neat.
It's really good looking.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
really cool.
But to watch 140 plays from there, I was running out of gravel. Anyhow,
At the start of the presentation, you mentioned another website that was, is this video, are these videos not on Huddle?
no, they're on Quick Cut. Ray, I think, might reach out to the Wanderers who are sort of controlling the site or running the site to see if he can add us like he does with Huddle to go on and look at them. As I said, it's an okay format for looking at video. I guess you sort of go with what you learned with first, the Huddle, which I think is a much better format. But we would have to be added by the Mustangs as a player or whatever.
But the other games, like the PEI game that we looked at, that's on Huddle?
No, none of them are in Huddle. They're all on.
The entire league's quick cuts.
Yeah.
Can you send out the link to that? Because I wasn't aware of it. Maybe
We don't have the link to it right now. We don't have a login. Like, they give Al access as a member of the Mustangs, but we don't have access where we can go in and view it ourselves.
The only reason I have it is because I'm the liaison with the league. And I said, if you guys are using some format to load film, I need to be an administrator. But to reach out to them and see if they would add us as a player or however they do it. I don't know how they do it. That might be an option, but I'll leave that in Ray's hands.
Al, shouldn't we start with Jamie on that versus the Mustangs?
Well, I think it's the Mustangs format that they use.
Okay.
I don't think it's.
All right, I'll reach out to Josh Dickinson and see.
As I said, I sent them an email at the beginning of the week about finding out how to take the clips that we just looked at tonight, put them all in one file.
Yeah.
I don't have to jump back and forth. And I'm still waiting to hear. So.
Okay, sounds good.
Anyhow, thanks guys for your input, your time, and your expertise on the field. And,
Ray, before we go, I just got a question for you. I was talking to Alanak. He's asking if he schedules all his home games on Thursday nights, is it possible to have a 7-man crew every time?
On Thursday nights, yes. Well,
because he's on the committee this year doing the roster.
It just depends on what's going on across the rest. Like, if we have multiple games on Thursday night, it may be tough to do 7-man crews for every Thursday night.
And what would be the earliest you could start on a Thursday night?
2:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah,
He's looking maybe like 6:30 or something like that.
yeah, that works for us.
Okay, I'll let him know because I think they're meeting soon to do up the high school roster, right?
I mean, back in the day when we had high school at 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock, we always had crews available for that 4 o'clock game. So start time's not really an issue for us.
Okay. Perfect.
More of us are retired now too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a quick question for Jack or Gates or whoever. John Brenton sent out a email about the new CFL 7-man crew mechanics.
Well, we don't work 7 CFL firstly.
No.
And if you were here on time, not on your phone chatting with somebody else, you would
Sorry.
have heard Jack and I talking about that.
Okay. All right.
I'll check it. I got the email from John last night, but I was talking with John last night and he sent me 3 copies. Now, I didn't know, from my understanding was, I haven't looked at it yet. These are the new positions and everything, but I'll find out for sure.
Okay.
Look at that, Eric Savian, your young fellow's on. He didn't even share the link with you.
I guilted him into joining. He's probably sleeping. He doesn't have his camera on. He's probably sleeping.
Good for you, Logan. Thanks for
All
coming.
right.
I'm not
Boys-
sleeping.
Oh.
Boys, I gotta roll, but great job again tonight, Al, and thanks
not a
for
problem.
everybody for joining in.
Thanks for
Thanks
your
for
help,
doing
guys.
this, Al. Night.
No.
Have a good weekend. We'll see you somewhere. And Ray, I'll see you at Home Hardware.
Yeah, sounds good.
See everybody.
See you Saturday.
Good night.
So,
Cheers.
guys, thanks Al for doing this.
Yeah, no problem.